And welcome back to a game that lets you kill people for absolutely no reason other than you're bored. It is a Plague Inc. Evolved. I'm going to be simulating what social media companies are trying to do through the power of Twitter. If you want to see more ridiculous stuff like this in the future, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and turn notification settings to all so you always know when I upload. Single player, play. Do I want to go? I don't know what I want to go with. Well, let's go with the normal. Go with Twitter. Now I need to figure out where Twitter's HQ is in California, so I'm gonna go here. I don't know if the state you pick really matters for the longevity of this. Twitter begins in the USA. As we can see, Twitter is just like new social network launches. This is absolutely perfect. There's a new social network on the scene for popular without friends. Blank Book Plus is expected to track billions of people within days. This is secretly what every social media company is trying to do. They're trying to infect as many people as they can and gain control of the population. No, this isn't some tinfoil hat wearing thing. This is actual scientific facts. I successfully updated Twitter, so now it's more used in both wet and dry environment. California is pretty dry, so I'm gonna go with air 2. There's a whopping 30 Twitter on their phones, which is not gonna last very long. I'm gonna go for water 2. It's even more boosted in both of those environments, so now I will be able to spread a little bit faster in those two environments, and then I can get extreme bioaerosol, I believe is what it's called. Then it's an even bigger boost in both. Oh, I get no. Actually, this is gonna be good because I get a few DNA points. I need drug resistance since the US is a rather rich country. There we go. I got drug resistance, which is gonna help it spread a bit faster. Not gonna lie, for the longest time I thought drug resistance helped with they were trying to cure you, like you were resistant to those drugs that they were trying to. Didn't realize that it meant being with infectivity. And then I was watching a guide on how to beat one of the things on Mega Brutal, and they mentioned that. I'm like, oh, okay, we got over to Mexico and now we're in the United Kingdom. Now Twitter is officially international. I don't have enough for drug resistance. I have enough for the symbiosis 1 and 2. That took all my points. Perfect. Parasite fuses with host DNA, making it less likely to be noticed and more likely to be transmitted. Good. Twitter infected more countries. Yay, we're getting more and more app stores to approve Twitter internationally. And now I believe I'm on every continent except for Australia. I like watching all the lines like in the US, like planes going from Mexico, Canada over to like South America, then over to the other side of the world. Then as it infects more people there, more lines spread out, and then the boats from in between. I don't know why, but I just love it. Usually my starting place is Saudi Arabia because it has so many planes go out, so it can just quickly do that. I'm gonna go with heat 1 and cold 1. So now I have a boost in dry and humid environments. Now I have a boost in cold and hot environments. So it's gonna help me be more infectious. In a place especially like Africa, which is obviously pretty hot since it's near the equator, but Africa especially is pretty warm and I believe dry, so those boosts are not helping Africa all too much. More infectious than common cold. Twitter has been installed in more that sounds so. There are more people with the Twitter app than have had the common cold. I'm gonna go for drug resistance. Ooh, fine. Drug resistance 2, so basically all rich nations, well except for Canada because it's super cold and it destroys diseases, are gonna be having a real difficult time getting rid of me. No, like normally when I started the game in North America, most antibiotics that took a second would be able to fight me off, but now when I upgraded it, most like class 1 and class 2 antibiotics couldn't. I was immune to those, and then drug resistance 2 with antibiotics level 3 and 4. Africa and Greenland are the last two. They're like polar opposites when it comes to climate. Africa is a hot and dry continent, while Greenland is cold, and so I don't know if it's humid there or not. Probably, since the whole country is surrounded by water. I need to wait for everyone to get infected. Well, I know most people are infected, that it probably doesn't matter, but if everyone's infected and they're shutting stuff down, it doesn't really matter because everyone's infected, so everyone's dying. That's why when you start early off with it, unless you have necrosis, which means that dead people can still infect the living, that would be a huge boost in something like the vampire one. Okay, there's no healthy people left in the world. It'd be funny if I had Twitter spelled wrong, like I just thought of that. Now I have total organ failure, which is not going to help at all. It's not gonna be a fun time. The USA begins work on a cure. I'm gonna let the cure get up a little bit, like a few percent that it is, and then get genetic hardening 1. It's harder to analyze me in the lab, so it slows them down. So now, as you can see, the cure is going up much slower, and they realize, okay, what's happening? So if I do, my pathogen will not reproduce in lab conditions, so they have to get different conditions for the lab. So it slows them down even more. Genetic reshuffle, it reassembles the DNA, so some things will not work anymore, and some will. So they'll be like, aha, we'll get it, and then when I get it with 2, it scrambles the DNA even more. It modifies the DNA. Then with number 3, that's as far back as I can go. Ha! I don't believe that. Twitter genes manipulated. Nah. Because once a certain percent of the population is killed off, there's not as many like scientists and people to work on. As you can see, the last few million people are now dying. We're almost sub a million. A great way in my mind when you like start out a game and spreading, it's kind of like a YouTube channel. It starts off slowly, and once it gets to a certain point, it's like an exponential graph where it slowly gets up. Then oh, Twitter to destroy humanity. This is why you don't use social media. I'm totally not helping people that are extremely paranoid. And there are no more people left on the world. If you enjoyed this video of Plague Inc. Evolved, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to my channel, change notification settings to always know when I upload. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace!